Alright, in this video I'm going to take my drawings into D2NC and set up the machine operations. And before I start, I needed to make two more drawings um, so that I could locate my depth of cut and my 0 point for my cutter on the material. All the views that I drew before of the part are zeroed off the center of the view. So nothing's centered off the corner. This is going to be in a rotary axis and rotated in an X, Y, and Z around this point in space. So to make it easier to determine my depths of cut, this is right here the representation of my actual side view of the part in red. Now what I've done was I've selected the whole drawing and I've moved the drawing down and over so that my actual 0 point in this CAD drawing is right here. So now by selecting lines on the drawing, I can say at what point the z-axis cuts down to, because it's actually going to start cutting positive, which is not normal. Normally you zero off the top of the part in most cases. In this case, the cutter is actually going to start positive and then cut past zero into a negative on the first machine operation. So by selecting this line, I need to ungroup this box. Hold on. Okay. By selecting this line right here, it tells me that Z is going to start at positive 0.269. And I have to cut down to that little leg on the bottom, so Z will cut past zero to negative 0.140. All right. That's the depth of cut for the first operation. Now I have another drawing that I made up. Let's bring that one up. And it's just the opposite of this. It's flipped over because it's, save my, okay. This one here now is going to cut out, I need to know the depth that I can cut to for that final cut to release the part. Now, I cut originally when it was flipped over the other way from here to here, somewhere in this area here. Imagine the cutter coming from the bottom up because the part would have been flipped over. Now to release the part, I have to cut from here down to here. Okay. I can actually set that depth. Once again, this is the 0 point, and I need to ungroup this line, ungroup, and see where that one is. And once again, that's 0.269. I'm writing this down as I go. And I want to cut that down to, I can cut it down to this depth. It'll release before then. Let's go line ungroup. Select the top line. It's going to release before it gets to this depth, but that's 0.099. So we got 0.269 down to 0.099. That's the final Z depth of cut. Now on the when we're actually cutting this profile down, that view, I can measure here, and I just need to go the width. I'm going to have to actually pull that drawing up, so maybe I'm going to stop this video and make another one because I need another view to determine that. Let me see if I can do it quickly here. This first one is going to go Let me pause this a second while I try to get my brain back in gear. All right, so I brought up another drawing to find out. On the second operation, I needed to know the depth of the cutter above and below zero. This is a 0 point for this one. I brought up another drawing, and this represents 0 right here. The operation, the cut will actually be coming down from this direction, and this view is to find the depth. So I want to cut below this actual line. It'll start up the top and work its way down through the part sideways here, and I want to go beyond the point of this profile. So I drew a box in here and then deleted off the line. So I need to know this top level, which is 0.525 above 0. And it's going to cut to a depth of 0.075 above 0. These are positive Z's. Okay, so that's the third drawing to give me my dimensions as far as depth. This is for the depth of the cut. Now that top measurement where I've got on all three of these, that I'm going to change because I may not have to, but I need to make the stock larger to start with than the actual part, so I don't have any flat spots or scalps or anything in it. So I'll probably play with that top dimension to start it higher. It's mainly the depth that I'm looking at, but I don't want it immediately coming into the material before it starts the actual operation. So I'm going to go back into D2 and C now. Let me save this. I'll save it as Z height 3. Actually, it should be 2, but I'll realize what it is. In the order of operations, this is actually the second operation, but we'll save it. All right, let's go into D2 and C now. And I think I have Mach 3 running, maybe. We can close this. Go ahead and open Mach 3. ZX45. Okay. I don't see my red border around this anymore. I hope it's still recording. I run the D2 and C out of Mach 3 so that when it generates the G code, I can come back and then see it displayed in Mach 3. Okay, so we're going to open the CAD file, import a DXF. We saved our files as DXFs. And they're on this drive. Tom's helicopter part. And the first operation is top view 1. So we'll open that. Click next just to accept it. We're going to say center because all the operations are out of center, off center, which will place it right here. I've decided that I'm not going to use that 11/16 cutter. I'm going to go ahead and do this with the high speed head, and I'm going to do it with 1/4 inch cutters, and I'll cut around this profile and this profile, and that'll remove this center section I was worried about before. I don't want to change from using the regular mill spindle to the high speed spindle. I'm just going to leave it all in high-speed spindle and do it with a 1/4 inch. So a little change up. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, so we're follow along and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we've got it centered. I need to do my offset. I'm going to say I'm using a 1/4 inch cutter. I want to do, let's see, put my glasses on, see if I type the decimal point in front of that. Okay, I want to do outside of this one, offset. See that? Whenever you get this in D2 and C, that means that those lines were not intersected. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here. I got to go back and check that drawing. There's something in that drawing, a little piece of a line. It could be anything. I got to go back and clean it up. So I'm going to stop this video here and go recheck that drawing to make sure I haven't got something that's not supposed to be in there.